They talked about you today. Yes, the person who never leaves your mind, the one your heart always whispers for, even in silence. They said your name, and the air around them changed. You'd be surprised how many times your name still sits on their tongue. Even now, even after all this time, they didn't expect it. But you came up again, and they didn't stop it. Before I tell you exactly what was said, I need you to pause, take a breath, and ask yourself something real. Are you ready to hear the truth? Not just what you hope to hear, because truth is alive here. And I don't speak in riddles. Only love. Only what your spirit deserves to receive. If you feel this message was meant for you, comment, I receive this, so it seals into your life. Let it root deep and stay. Now listen, when they spoke of you, it wasn't casual. It wasn't shallow. It wasn't a name they threw into a sentence for no reason. It was a pause, a breath, a moment where they slipped out of now and fell right back into you. They said, I wonder how they're doing. And they meant it. It wasn't just small talk, it was weight. Because when they think of you, the world around them shifts slightly, like memory leaning against the door of the present. Soft, unexpected, full. You still live in them, quietly, sometimes louder, but always there. They said, I don't know if they think of me anymore. And that's when I leaned in. Because I do know. You do. More than you should. More than you try to admit. They remembered a laugh you shared. One that broke tension. One that felt like home. They remember how your eyes changed when you were deep in thought. How you'd look away when you were hiding your heart. How your silence said more than your words ever could. They said, I could have done more. And this is where truth hits like thunder, because they carry regret, not always visible, but it sits with them at night, when the world gets quiet, when nobody's watching. They remember the moment they didn't speak, the time they pulled away, the message they left unread, the day they thought time would stretch forever, but it didn't, and you walked away holding grace, not bitterness, not spite. You carried them in your silence. And they feel that, more than they show. They asked someone today, do you think they're happy now? It was soft, almost like they didn't want the answer. Because they hope you are, but they're afraid you are. Because if you're happy without them, what does that say about the love you once gave? Let me tell you something they'll never say out loud. They still check on you. Not always with their fingers, but with their energy, their thoughts, their dreams. Sometimes they'll hear a song, and your face flashes through the lyrics. Sometimes they'll see a stranger who moves like you, and their chest tightens. And sometimes they almost reach out, but fear pulls their hand back. Fear of not being received. Fear that time has changed you. Fear that maybe they don't deserve you anymore. They said, I didn't know how much they meant to me until they were gone. And this is truth. Clear, heavy, real. They didn't get it. Not back then. They thought they had time. They thought your love was guaranteed. They thought you'd always wait. But you didn't, because your soul was made for movement, and you had to keep living. Even if your heart still wore their name like an echo, they see it now, how rare you were, how safe it felt beside you, how deeply you listened, how fiercely you loved, and they miss it. They miss you, but they carry pride and wounds, and the silent belief that maybe you're better off now. But here's what they won't tell anyone. They still hope that one day a message comes, that you say, "I was thinking of you." That time bends and lets you meet again, new, different, ready. So when they spoke of you today, it wasn't just memory, it was longing. It was the ache of what's unfinished, the prayer for one more moment, one more chance to say it right. But let's talk about you now. Because you've done more healing than you realize. You've grown in ways they never got to witness. You've outloved your past. You've rebuilt with the bricks of your own heartbreak. And still, you carry softness. You didn't let pain turn you cold. That is divine. That is holy. That is why this message reaches you. Because heaven hears you. Love still surrounds you. Even when it feels distant, you're not forgotten. Not by them. Not by the universe. Not by the one you keep tucked in the quiet corners of your thoughts. There's a reason this video found you today. It's not random. It's not by accident. It's divine appointment. A reminder. A signal. That your presence still ripples through time and space. And as you sit here listening, you feel it, don't you? That soft ache in your chest, that inner knowing that maybe, just maybe, they still love you. Maybe they never stopped. But this is not just about what they feel. It's about what you deserve. You deserve clarity, not confusion. You deserve love that arrives, not just love that remembers. You deserve presence, not just apology. So I'll tell you this, and listen closely. If they come back, let them show up fully. No more half love, no more silence dressed as busy, no more almost. Your soul is ready for alignment, not longing. They talked about you today, and now you're remembering everything you never forgot. Maybe that's the sign. Maybe that's the closure. Or maybe it's the beginning again. But this time, it's in your hands, not theirs. Because you're not waiting anymore. You're choosing. And choice is where power lives. So breathe. Let that sink in. You were loved, you are loved, and you will be loved again. Deeply, openly, completely, because now you remember who you are. Not just someone they lost, but someone the universe fights for. Again and again and again. Now say it with me. I receive this. I receive healing. I receive clarity. I receive the love I truly deserve, and may